I'd like to think I have a pretty well-invested account full of my favorite well-built agents. But unfortunately, I have to come clean and admit my deepest and darkest secret. I never built my Yanagi.
You need to leave!
There. I said it. Now that it's out in the open, I want to fix my previous mistakes. I want to atone. So yeah, I pulled her, and I slapped a two-piece on her, and never finished doing anything with her. I pretty much just only used her as a Miyabi disorder bot, and I feel like that's really just a really huge disservice to her, especially with the fact that I don't use Miyabi anymore. So she's just rotting, and I want to change that. I want to make Yanagi into one of my main 3 teams for Deadly Assault. So yeah, the goal of today's video is pretty much to try to fix my Yanagi, and then we'll take her to Deadly Assault, and we'll see how much of an improvement we can get on a previous score. So in order to see our improvement, first we need to bring her to Deadly Assault and see what we can get now. I do want to use her as a main on-fielder, so we will be trying to test her, and probably the best one we can. Yeah, there's no actual electric weakness. This one does have a little bit of an electro buff, so it's not going to be like the best test, but this is the one I'd rather fight compared to the rest. So for this, we're going to be using Yanagi, Astra, and Vivian in a disorder team. And then we'll probably just be using Snap. You like Snap? Yeah, Snap. Okay. I was gonna say, we might want to look into the electric Bangbu just for extra anomaly, but I think Snap should be fine enough. So, I'm not the best player, but I have like a basic understanding of mechanics. And some flight feathers stacked up there. That's it up. And then I really want to make sure that I'm constantly keeping her in both forms. So this not only is rebuilding her, but really learning how to on-field her. And not getting hit, probably. I mean, the damage is respectable.
In pursuit. Enemies of section 6 shall pay.
Yeah, not that great. While we let this poor display of a Deadly Assault run in the background, I'd like to thank today's sponsor. Me. You didn't think a guy on his first video would actually have a real sponsor, did you? Anyways, thanks for checking out my first video here on YouTube. I'm a short form creator over on TikTok, and I finally wanted to make videos longer than 2.5 minutes. I'm still getting used to the whole content creator thing, but if you did enjoy or are enjoying this video, please let me know in the comments. And maybe you can become one of my first subscribers. Wink, wink. I'm winking here. I'm winking right now, if you couldn't tell. I mean, you can't, because this is an audio recording, not a video recording. But anyways, back to the video we go. No, we most definitely did not hit 20k. Okay, so I did skip through most of that because honestly, I don't think you want to see me A-rank that, to be honest. It was embarrassing. Frankly, this is embarrassing to have a 5-cost team perform this bad. But I think that just proves to show that my Yanagi is not built well. So now that we have a basic score benchmark that we have there, which is good old 18,433, so 18k, about 18.5. We can now use our very limited amount of batteries. I haven't even checked before I started recording. We have a grand total of 27 batteries. So we will use as many batteries as it takes to fix our Yanagi, but let's see if we can be a little bit cheeky about the build here and get a new set before we spend any battery. So now we have her pretty much stripped. all of our old sets and all of our old disk drives and everything like that, and we'll go and get started from here. So first order of business is leveling up this engine. So instead of that, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and take Miyabi's, and I think that'll help a lot more and make things a lot easier. For disk drives, we do actually have a bunch just leveled up and sitting there. So what I'm thinking is a 4-piece Chaos Jazz and either a 2-piece Faithin's Melody or a 2-piece Freedom Blues, just depending on what we have more of. So since the main 4 we're going to be looking for is Chaos Jazz, we'll look for those first and then look where we have like other decent ones for the other thing. So we got +2 Anomaly, so that's a 2 value, 1 value. That one's pretty good if we're lacking in attack. So I think honestly we'll take this one, and if we're missing some AP, we'll come back and go to that. All right. So I have so many crit pieces from when I was building Crit Bernice. All right, so it seems like we're gonna probably have to go with a Freedom Blues piece on this, just because we don't have any level up there, and we at least have one there. Oh wait, no, +2 right here. Yeah, perfect. All right, we have +3 attack, +3 attack, +3. What's with all this +3 attack? So let's see, 1 crit rate. All right, so we're gonna go and take this piece, and then we'll come back up here since we have so much attack on that 3rd piece, and we'll actually swap this out for this one. So I think we'll go with this, even though it's not the best, it's still fine. I'm pretty sure this was the previous one she had on. So I think actually what we'll do is, since we're doing, this is my Crit Bernice, by the way, so I'll actually be flipping these around, I think, and just giving her this. It'll probably be fine. If not, then we can farm a different piece for Bernice. So we'll actually replace that to take that. So that's going to give us that +2. And then here we're... Oh no. So we've run into our first issue. We do not have an Anomaly Mastery on this. So we probably need to grab one from Freedom Blues. From somebody here. That one's not terrible. It's not being used by anyone. I don't really use my Jane, so what I'll do is I'll just take this one and then swap it for my Jane. And then we need to find a Chaos Jazz for the other pieces. So we will, no. What about this one? I feel like this one could be swapped pretty easily. I don't even have a roll on it. Yeah. Probably for, yeah, I'll probably just take this one. All right. So we have a Chaos Jazz 4-piece and a Freedom Blues 2-piece. So I think we should be looking a little bit better for, yeah, much better. The only issue I'm seeing right now is the fact that our attack is not very high. So let's go ahead and get her to 60 real quick and see if that helps at all. Okay, a little bit better, but not too great. Thankfully, we are running her with Astra, so she is going to get that 1.2k attack from her, so that's pretty nice. All right, so I think that's a good starting point, and we can go from there, and we can kind of shift our focus into getting her E and F. Most definitely, we need to get both of those. I did pre-farm just a tiny bit, just to get a little bit of that, but for the rest of it, we will go ahead and grab that real quick. I've been putting Caesar in my shop because I'm saving up for Yuzula, slowly but surely, without spending battery. And then we will grab our coffee, and then we can start grabbing those materials. Give me one now! He's so mean about it in Wi-Fi. Get me one! He's sitting there in his shack, guy couldn't even pay rent. He's got a little stand now. Alright, farming time. There we go, first one done. Second down. Another one down. Another one. There we go. The last one. Right, so we need 15 for this one and 30 for this one. So that's 45. We have 20. So that's 25 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We are done. Alright, so now we can upgrade the core skills fully. All the way up to F. So we were sitting at D with a 208% disorder increase in 16, and now we are at 250, 20. So that's a very substantial DPS increase. While these don't matter too much, I am going to farm just a tiny bit of shock chips real quick. Probably about 5 batteries worth. So I will farm these and be right back. Oh. Alright, now that we went ahead and spent that 300 battery, let's probably invest this, I think, into our normal attack. Since we're going to be on-fielding her so much, this would probably be a good investment. Go ahead and probably get that up to, yeah, 10. And then, yeah, so we'll just leave that at 10, 9, 9. I think that should be good. These maybe should get a little higher than 1. Yeah, so 10, 4, 4, 9, 9. Seems good to me. So, here we are. Compared to what we were at, this is much better. Attack's a little low, but we are going to wheelchair her with Astra, so the lower attack isn't really that big of an issue. And then we're going to be running her with Vivian, so we should be getting some pretty nice disorders.
You have my complete support.
Alrighty, we're back. Our score to beat is 18.5, and I'm pretty confident in our ability to do that.
You have my complete
We have our
support.
rebuilt Yanagi, looking pretty good. We have our Astra, who, yeah, should be good. And then we have a Vivian, pretty standard build. Not really worried about our ability to clear this. And then we'll go ahead and we'll do Plug Boo just because I think having the little extra electric anomaly should be helpful. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and lock in, and we'll see if this showcase works out.
In pursuit.
Great. That was way better than I had hoped for. So I think that was a very good use of about 7 or 8 battery right there. We went ahead and increased our score by a pretty sizable amount. We easily 3-starred that. Had a lot of fun doing it, so that's good. I'm glad. I'm glad my Yanagi can actually clear things as a main DPS. Obviously, there's a lot of things that we can work on with this. Her attack is quite low. She's not using an electric damage bonus disc 5, which would be optimal for her. But all in all, going from 18.4 to 2100 is not, 2400 actually. Sorry, I was reading the damage score, not the total score. So going from 18.5 to 24.5 is a sizable increase in my opinion. And really, really proves that, I mean, anybody, you can clear it with anybody. Not the best team to have that statement said, of course. I mean, it's a 5-cost team, so if you can't clear with it, there might be some underlying issues. But for someone who is traditionally just seen as Miyabi's disorder pet, it's nice to know that you can clear with her. This is definitely something I want to keep working on and something I want to keep improving on. So I probably will continue farming Chaos Jazz, because I do want to work more on my my crit Bernice. So those pieces are appreciated in a multitude of factors. Plus, Protopunk pieces I could never go without. More Protopunk 4-piece users, the better. So, that's the end of the video. We fixed my Yanagi, and she went from 18k to 24k. If you did enjoy this video and you want to see more, please feel free to comment, like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz that all your favorite content creators say. This was my first video, like I said earlier, so any help would be appreciated. I really just want to do this for fun, so if y'all can support me, that'd be awesome. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day.